Alrighty, so first biomechanical analysis on your running style. We're going to go from the bottom to the top, tell you all your deficiencies and how we're going to work through them to get them better. Alright, so a couple of things here that I want you to pay particular attention to is the back lift of your foot as it's coming through. So in this cycle, it's a 3-pronged cycle you're running, everyone's running style. It's the contact time with the floor. Okay, we're going off your left foot now. Okay, it's the cycle as you're coming in. We call that the drive through. Okay, and then the knee height, and then the contact time with the ground. All right, so I'm going to zoom into this here, and I'm going to show you where we need to make some changes. So up until here, so you land on your toes, which is great. Okay, your first point of contact is your toe, and as you can see, it happens basically underneath your body, which is really good to see. Okay, underneath your chin. As we come through, your leg doesn't recoil up high enough as it comes through for the running stride when you're bringing your knee forward. That heel needs to be next to your butt, and this gap needs to be basically non-existent. Okay, your brother's wasn't as bad, didn't need addressing. Yours is a little bit open. Okay, so we need to make sure that when we're driving our knee through, your heel comes up, and that gives you a reflex for your knee to come through in the running style. Okay, and that will help with your knee coming up high, because at the moment they don't come up really high at all. Okay, for your height. Okay, so you're basically at the height of your running style there. We'll go to there. All right, so if we can zoom in, so you can obviously see that we don't want to have it down there. We want to have it up the top. Okay, closest to that blue line as possible. Alrighty, so you can get so much quicker, very quickly, by lifting that knee just that half a meter all the way up. Okay, it's not going to be parallel, obviously, right? Because you're a footballer and you can't run like that unless you're a sprinter. What we want to do is just raise it a little bit, because then you can gain at least half a meter in your running stride just by doing that. All right. Now, come over to the right-hand side, and we can see that if we zoom it into the top, your arms, we'll go for your arms first. Okay, they're not as bad as I originally thought, but they do straighten and then go out to the left and right and come into the middle. Okay, especially with your left one. Have a look at your left arm, where it comes up nice and straight there, that's at your chin, and then it goes in to your midline, and then comes out, and then straightens, and then comes back up, and then goes out again. You see? Your right arm straightens nearly dead straight. If we can keep that elbow locked and keep it not straightening, it makes it much easier for your body to be efficient when it's running.
Should I have them like tucked in?
Yeah, 100%. They should be right next to your side.
Okay.
So see how your elbow, there's a gap.
Touching my
so see how there's a gap. You can see that. Like we're talking about very minimal things here, right? So that doesn't have to be that close. But if you get your elbows not to be straight and have a fixed joint, then it's much more efficient for your running style. Alrighty. Okay, so let's go down to your hips. Your shoulders, you don't sway, which is very good. Your hips are nice and square, so you can even see from the line of your shirt. Okay, when your knees are in line, your hips are nice and square, which is great. Okay, once we work our way down to your feet, your right foot has a tendency to come out. Okay, toes there, perfect. All right, you are facing out, so when you run, you're kind of running on one line. We don't want you to run on the one line coming from there to here. Okay, we don't want that. Right, we want you to run on two different lines. Right, we want you to run on two different lines, because your feet aren't at the same level. Okay, they're shoulder width apart. So you should have one line here, and you should have the other line on this side. And your feet should be touching either side. At the moment, they're touching in the middle, and that's why your feet are facing outwards.
He runs like he's running on a line.
That's exactly right. So you see that one there, his next one will be exactly the same, if not even further over. Yeah. So do you see that? Yeah. So your left foot hits there, and then your right foot hits on the opposite side of the left foot when it hits the floor. Do you see that? So if we can get that running square and you're running on either side, shoulder width apart, then again, your surface area of your feet, you'll be able to hit the ground with all 5 toes and not point out as your foot is pointing out that way, and then your left foot's pointing out that way when it runs. See? Alrighty? So we can fix these things up. It just takes time. It takes you to concentrate. And it takes you the knowledge. Knowledge of all this stuff is very important. So you got to review it and review it and review it and review it on YouTube. Alrighty? All right, happy days.
Yeah.